Okay. The last one turned out okay, so we're doing another one. You guys, if you've paid any attention to the last two videos I've had over the last 9 months, because I'm slow and lazy, you should have noticed all of these SSD boxes just hanging around. And if you notice now, they're empty. So yeah, I spent all day getting these into the little SATA adapter thingy-doos, and we are going to replace those 6 drives up top with solid state storage because those are all my video games, and the new Cyberpunk update doesn't like hard drives, so I need solid state. That's not the reason why I did it, but it's a good segue into explaining why. So anyway, we've updated TrueNAS. We've got our config file backed up and nice and beautiful and everything else. So we just need to do some configuration, swap the drives, and then things will happen. Alright, let's see what we got to do. Okay, looks like we go into our devices and we can see the pool here for video games, which is in a RAID Z1, which is RAID 5 if you use any normal kind of RAID. Basically, one of these drives can die and the rest will be fine. So I'm actually a tiny bit terrified that during the resilvering process, one of the other ones might die and I'll lose everything. But it's not a problem because we have backups and RAID is not a backup. Backup provided by Hetzner, not a sponsor. They're just cheap and they work. Anyway, step 1 is to pick a disk. In this case, SDB1, which is, let's see, QTQB, which that should be QTQB. That is the top left disk. So we will start by taking it offline, and I'm going to vomit. Oh, I don't want to do it. Oh. All right, in for a penis, in for a pound. All right, now we just need to replace the disk. So I'm going to take that disk out of the drive bay and screw the SSD into it very quickly. My heart hurts. It's okay, TrueNAS baby. I know. We'll get that disk replaced as soon as we can. Hard drive removed, SSD screwed into the bay. Let's get this thing in the data shelf as quick as we can because I'm starting to sweat a little bit here, and not just because of my fat ass. Come on, baby. Green light. Green light. Hell yeah! Also, let me just take this label off. We'll replace that in a minute. Let's go back to TrueNAS. Okay, so this is the disk that we offlined, I'm assuming, because it says it's removed now. So I'm going to go click replace and hope that other drive shows up and I don't have to reboot. That's got to be it. So do that. Why would I need to force that? Okay, I'm not gonna click force and just click replace. Restarting necessary services. And then it should have to resilver and do some more fun stuff because that is a blank SSD that isn't used for crap. Okay, it says it's replacing, so is that the... Let's see if I can look at the, oh, is this it here? Is there like a resilver? No. What's that? Resilvering, there it is. Can I like view the status? Okay. So now we just sit here and pray to whatever God will hear my plea to please, for the love of everything that is holy, not break another disc. Everyone, pray with me. If you're going to be trying this at home, I would recommend really not setting up your system with RAID Z1 if you're going to resilver things. RAID Z2 will give you much better peace of mind. But regardless of what redundancy level you have, again, backups are everything. RAID is not a backup, it will not save you. Back your crap up. Speaking of backups, I don't back up any of my server images, so if anybody has any suggestions for something like that, that would be really nice. I've thought about using Veeam, I've thought about using Borg backup. I haven't really decided on anything concrete, so any advice on that front would be much appreciated. The data on the NAS I have going to Hetzner, like I mentioned before, and that's, you know, great and beautiful, and I'm not too worried about it. But having an automated thing for the actual server images themselves would be really great, and I'm pretty ignorant on that level of stuff. So, Craft Computing, if you're stalking me again, please help me. Tell me what to do. Huh. I just realized that I printed a label for the warranty date on this disc. Looks like I still got a couple years out of it. I mean, the disc is healthy as the day is long, so I might end up putting it on that bottom pool as a second VDEV or something, but still, that's pretty neat. It's about 11:30 the next morning, and we're 75% done resilvering that first drive. Well, good thing I took this week off for vacation. Alright, looks like the resilver finished. I just got an email about it. Took about 23 hours, so now we just have to do 5 more. Alright, I'll come back in 5 days when this is all done. Oh hey, look, in TrueNAS scale it has different icons for SSDs and spinning rust. That's pretty cool. So the resilver finished on disk number 3, but I got an alert that my ZFS health is kind of fucky. And so I went in to look at the devices, and I'm seeing checksum errors, read errors, and more checksum errors. I'm not really sure what the hell is going on and why. So I'm gonna pause the resilver operation for the rest of these discs until I figure out what the hell is going on. I keep seeing people mention that maybe this is related to cables not being seated properly, but it's a little weird that I wouldn't have any errors until the 3rd disc, but maybe it's those SATA extender bays? I don't know. I'm gonna run a scrub and see where we go from there, but this is very strange. So I ran zpool status just to take a look. I'm getting more. Oops, sorry, that's my finger. I'm getting more or less the same data I was getting earlier. The read errors on that one SSD scare me a little bit, but I don't see any permanently damaged files or anything. So I'm gonna, like I said, let that scrub finish up, and I don't know. I'm already halfway there. I might as well continue going, but I am gonna run a smart test on all the drives, just so I have some, current data, just to see what's going on, because this is very, very odd. Alright, so we ran the scrub. I haven't changed anything on the actual disk yet, and the disk that was having read errors prior is faulted. It's straight up dead as far as the system is concerned. I think what I'm going to do, sorry, finger again. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take the disk out, replace that extender bay with another one, see if maybe that's the cause of this, and if it's not, then we may just have a straight up bad SSD, which would shock me considering these are like brand new out of the box. But we shall see. Okay, we have swapped out the potentially bad drive extender with this one, and we're going to put it in and see if maybe this will fix us up. Green light, so it's at least getting power. And we're going to run a long manual smart test and see if maybe we get some more information here. So it is 10:30 the next morning. This is, what is today? Tuesday. And just to cover the bases just to cover what all's been done since TrueNAS shit itself, I immediately ran a scrub. SDC basically faulted itself, so it shit itself out of the system. Evidently, I had enough redundancy to fix all of the checksum errors that were found on the other 5 disks. So once that scrub finished up, I removed the disk removed SDC from the data shelf. I swapped out the drive extender, put it back in. I ran a smart test on it, and that came back as a pass, and I should be able to view that here for you. Yeah, so the extended offline test was a success, so that's good. So the drive itself seems to be fine. I then rebooted the system to clear out all of the errors that were on the disks, and I am currently running another scrub. So far we found one checksum error on SDC, which I'm not too shocked by, considering that the last scrub we ran would not have included this disk because it was faulted and just knocked out of the system, so nothing was touching it. We got about 80% done on this scrub, so once this is done, I'm going to take a look at zpool status again, make sure that ZFS is telling me that I haven't lost anything yet, and if that's the case, I'll zpool clear the errors that we've got, and I will run one final scrub just to make sure nothing has been lost. If I manage to make it out of this without losing any data, I swear to God, I'm going to jizz in my pants. I am so exhausted and stressed the hell out. I should probably also run smart tests on the other 2 SSDs just for my own sanity. But we're going to finish this first. Like I said, I've got a cloud backup. It's not terribly recent, but it's recent enough that I have notes for what's changed since the last backup, so we'll be okay. But again, I'm hoping we don't have any issues, because it would be mildly annoying to pull all of that. But anyway, I'll do another recording when I have some news, hopefully good. In the meantime, I'm taking a nap. Alright, so that scrub finished up, and it did about as well as we thought. One error on checksum for that second disk. So I'm going to run smart tests on the other 2 SSDs in there, and zpool clear, and then run one final scrub, and if we get no errors on this, then I'll continue resilvering. But the checksum error was resolved. I did get an alert. It does say it's an unrecoverable error, but it if I go here to zpool status, scrub repaired with 0 errors, so we're good as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, again, not shocked that second disk wasn't counted in the last scrub, because it was faulted due to read errors, presumably from this bad extender drive, but I'll test that later, and if it turns out bad, I'll try and get a replacement for that from the Amazon store I got it from. But yeah, for now, we do smart tests and verify that the disks are good. I'm pretty sure they're fine, but now I'm paranoid, so I'd like to have some smart data. Okay, smart tests came back. I didn't see anything too worrying or crazy. I did see some CRC errors, which implies, again, that some sort of SATA connection fuck up. But other than that, nothing. I ran zpool clear games. just now, which you can see, which will clear out that one checksum error from the offline disk. So if we go back to storage, we can see that it acts like it is healthy. So just for now, I'm going to run one final scrub. I probably don't need to do that, but it will give me some level of sanity that everything is okay. Hopefully I haven't hurt the health of these discs too badly. But it should take about 7.5 hours, according to the last couple of times I've run it. So we should be done by 2 in the morning, and then I'll come in and if all looks good, I'll begin resilvering disc number 4. And by God, we can keep doing this crap. So go ahead and just start that scrub, confirm. Okay, maybe we're good. Alright, so it looks like we completed the scan with no errors, which is good. I ran zpool status V, and I don't see any data errors, so I think we're in the clear. I think we may have made it through this with no actual issues. As for what exactly happened, my assumption is that drive extender bay was not connected properly or something, or maybe it's defective, and it caused read errors, which then caused checksum errors. That's my assumption. I don't really know. But I was getting checksum errors on everything, not just that one disk, but I'm assuming that's a result of the read errors, but I'm not 100%. Everything seems okay now. We're going to go ahead and resilver disc 4, and hopefully everything will be good in the neighborhood. Jesus Christ, I need a nap. And here we go again. Let's pray that we can get through the rest of these discs without any major issues. Oh boy, that was a little scary for me. Alright, we're at the final disc resilvering. With this, every disc in the pool is officially solid state. So I would expect this resilver to be a lot shorter than the other ones, but we shall see. Again, everything looks good so far. We just had one fuck up. I'm still not convinced it was that SATA extender. I read something a while ago where somebody's RAID controller or HBA overheated in ZFS, freaked the hell out. And I think maybe that's what happened, because to be fair, I have been running this thing pretty hard with 5 resilvers, one after the other. So I tried to give the machine a little bit of breathing room between the last couple of resilvers, just to see. I mean, the thing's got a heatsink and a little 40mm fan zip tied to it, so I wouldn't think it's overheating, but I mean, it's a hack job I did, so I mean, it very well could just be that. But yeah, it's Friday, right at the ass end of my vacation, so this took all weekend and I won't get to enjoy it too terribly much. But it's done, so I can knock that project off the list. I will say, though, after all this shit has gone down and I could have potentially had data loss, I think the next thing we're going to do on the Homelab channel, or at least the next major project, I'm going to build another TrueNAS server for ZFS replication. And I might also look at some backup solutions for the servers. I've thought about using Restic or Veeam. I haven't really decided yet. I may use a combination. Hell, I don't know. Leave in the comments what your favorite backup solution is for servers. Yeah. All right. I will hit you up again when the resilver is done, and we can take a look and spot check and make sure all the stuff works as it should, and cry if it doesn't. Alright, every disc on that top pool is hello, kitty kitty. Hello. You are beautiful and I love you. Hi, say hello. No? Okay. Anyway, every disc on the top pool is now officially solid state. They've been relabeled. And now it's time to check on Steam server. Everything's booted back up, so it's hotter than Satan's asshole in the office again, and also very loud. But yeah, let's go and check the gaming NAS and see how much faster things are going to run. I expect some limitations because we're still bottlenecked by SMB, but we'll see. I realize if I was 10% more intelligent, I would have done a before and after, but I'm not putting in 6 hard drives and resilvering again for all of that, so screw that. I'll just have to commentate over how much better or worse things are. Well, one thing I can say that's pretty immediately noticeable is all of my libraries on Big Box load pretty much instantly. When I was running off of hard drives, I would have to wait like 30 seconds to a minute for the cache to build up, and I couldn't scroll or back in or back out of anything, so that's pretty sick. 3DS games used to take a good while to load. Let's try loading Monster Hunter and see how quickly the game boots up. I of course have the obligatory loading screen. That's big box, that's not the SSDs. And it's loaded instantaneously. That is sick. Okay, let's try loading a PC game next. Alright, let's please the algorithm by trying to load Baldur's Gate 3. This game sucked to load off of hard drives. It would take forever to load into a game initially, and even after you started the game, it took another 3 minutes for graphics to load in, so you'd be walking on air. It was really cool though. You could see through walls for a little bit when you first booted in, but let's see how long it takes with SSDs over SMB instead of slow ass hard drives. Again, this is not Baldur's Gate 3's fault. I just have a delay timer set on the initial boot screen. Alright, that wasn't instant, but it's pretty damn close to instant as far as I'm concerned. So, let's see how long you take to get to the title screen. This used to take like 3 minutes. By the way, this game is pretty good. I'm not doing reviews or anything of video games, but if you like Dungeons and Dragons and all that stuff, it's a pretty damn good game. I've had a lot of fun with it. Already at 100%. Holy hell. I know some people with M2 computer setups are like, oh my god, fucking peasant, why are you so excited for this to load that fast? Holy hell. So yeah, we load in and the graphics seem ready pretty much instantly. That's insane. How long will it take me to load into a session? This is my single player session I just started. I've been playing primarily on a multiplayer session with my girlfriend. We're at the Moonrise Towers. Unable to create a working story. It's probably a mod issue. I just want to see how fast graphics load in. Skip all this. And we're playing the feud, man. We're okay. Let's try one more. Let's try Cyberpunk, just to see how quickly it loads. Okay, let's see. Obligatory load screen. I should probably tweak that with Big Box now that I have SSDs. Although I'll probably still keep it at max, because there's no harm in it. Okay, so the launcher loads pretty much immediately. Let's click play. And how long do you take to load the damn game?
Get your beauty sleep.
Also pretty much instantly. That is amazing. I cannot tell you how annoying it was to try and boot this game off of a hard drive array. It worked, and there is a setting in-game that specifically tweaks itself to hard drives. It basically just lowers complexity on certain stuff and does more loading screens. But I still had so many freaking crashes, which I assume was related to SMB and not hard drive specifically, but I could be wrong. This is one of the few games I know of that this and Baldur's Gate, I believe, that specifically require or request SSDs. You can still load it. So I'm really excited to see how well it runs. Press B. Is B the spacebar? Okay. Oh! Well, that's fun. Well, I loaded in instantly and I died instantly, so, well, that's not the game's, that's not the server's fault, that's just the game's fault. 2023 and Cyberpunk still has problems. Alright. Well, I'm satisfied with performance. Can I at least get some better, like, B-roll footage? Yeah, sure. This also be a good chance to see how long it takes to load a save game. Holy crap. Come on. Huh. Yeah, I got no beef. This is great. I can't think of anything else I'd really like to test.
Time you got up.
Let's check a system that I never freaking play, so there's no way there would ever be cache on the system. I have not played Dreamcast in a long time. Yeah, none of that's cache. That's straight up just being pulled. That's great. If you're having big box issues, use SSDs. Although I'm probably the only person on the planet who is still gaming on SSDs, and especially gaming on hard drives. Excuse me. I'm the only person who's gaming on hard drives, let alone a hard drive array over the network. But in any case, this project was a success, albeit a fucking terrifying one, but a success. Looks like the next project I'm probably going to do for the Homelab is a backup server. I might end up actually using that other Dell server on the bottom there. Instead of using it as a test bench, like I said last time, I might end up using it as a backup server and just buying a second data shelf. But we'll see. Tell me what you'd like to see in the comments, or how much of an idiot you think I am. Subscribe if you'd like to see more of this, or tell me what you'd rather see. But yeah, I appreciate you guys sticking with me, because this was freaking terrifying. And I will see you next time, God willing.